In this video, we are going to learn a bit more about how to manipulate Verilog bus signals and design the following circuit. Verilog bus signals can be seen as a vector of wires. We can index these wires individually using square brackets, but we can also select a range of these wires. Let's consider this bus A. This is a bus that has 4 wires, A0, A1, A2, and A3. Let's say that we have another 2-wire bus T that we want to assign A0 and A1 to. One way that we could do this is to use concatenation like we looked at in the previous video. We could write assign T equals open curly brackets A1, comma, A0. Remember, we go from the most significant wires down to the least significant wires. However, another more convenient way is to actually select a range of bus A like follows. So we could change this to be assign T equals A square brackets 1 colon 0. We're selecting wires 1 down to 0 and assigning it to T. Okay, great. Let's look at how we can use this to build our bus breakout circuit. So looking at our bus breakout circuit, we can see that we have 2 inputs, A and B, each is 4 wires wide, and we have an output Q that is 6 wires wide. One way that we can do this is by assigning each bit of Q individually. So we could write an always block. Then we could write Q0 equals A0. Q1 equals A1. Now for Q2, we have the AND of A2 and B0. So instead here we could write Q2 equals A2 and B0. And then as for Q3, we have the AND of A3 and B1. So we could write Q3 equals A3 and B1. Then for the last two, Q4 equals B2 and Q5 equals B3. Great, that should work. Let's try and compile it. Okay, that compiled fine. Now, this is good, and this works, but it's not very neat, and it's not a very neat way of doing things. And as our buses get bigger, this is going to get really messy. Another way to do this is with concatenation and slicing ranges of the input bus. Let's start at the bottom of our output Q, as when we concatenate signals in Verilog, we start with the most significant wires on the left and the least significant wires on the right. So we can see that Q5 and Q4 are assigned B3 and B2. So here we could write Q equals open curly brackets B open square brackets 3 colon 2. And then we add a comma for the next part of the concatenation. Q3 is assigned the AND of B1 and A3. So for this bit we can write B1 and A3. And then add a comma for the next part of the concatenation, where Q2 is equal to B0 and A2. So for this bit, we can write B0 ampersand A2, and then a comma for the next part of the concatenation. Finally, Q1 and Q0 are assigned A1 and A0, so we can write A open square brackets 1 colon 0. And this is the last part of our concatenation, so we can close it off with a curly bracket. Great, now we can compile this and run it. And so that's how we manipulate buses in Verilog, slicing up ranges and indexing individual wires. Don't forget to give the exercise a try, and see you next video.